welcome back to the Tarot Cottage. My name is Amy. I'm back today with a pick a card reading for you. If you are one of my beautiful returning subscribers, I just want to take a moment to say thank you guys so much for your friendship and for your presence here. I really appreciate everybody who has commented, who has reached out on Instagram, who has reached out on Etsy. So thank you guys so much for allowing me to connect with you and for coming back here. You guys make a huge impact on my life, and I'm just so appreciative of your presence here on my channel and in my life. And if you have found yourself here for the very first time, we just want to welcome you to this space. Please join us and pull up a chair, grab yourself some snacks and a cup of tea, and we will have a little bit of a chat because we're all friends when we gather here together. Now, today's pick a card reading, we're looking at 2022 and love predictions within 2022. So maybe you're single, maybe you're hoping for shifts and changes in your love life, but we're going to take a look and see what is happening for you in love this coming year that's coming up, I guess. We're about a month out. There are 3 piles for you to choose from today. We have pile number 1 here with this piece of chalcedony. I don't even know if I'm saying that right, but it's so beautiful. It's just so sparkly. It doesn't, the lighting here does not do it justice. Pile number 2 here with this piece of citrine. Pile number 3 with the romance tarot and this pink quartz tower. So whichever pile or piles are calling out to you, there may be a message waiting for you today from Spirit. And my timestamps are listed below in the description box, so please take a moment to pause the video and to sink into your body and to reflect upon which pile or stone is calling out to you today. You can be attracted to more than one pile, of course. I'm going to jump right into pile number 1. And again, today's topic is love predictions for 2022. What is happening for you in love in 2022? Pile 1. Hello, everyone. In pile number 1, you were drawn to this beautiful piece of chalcedony. So I'm going to see if I can slip it back into place here. There we go. And this is your reading. What's happening for you in 2022? As far as love, who is coming forward, what shifts and changes are coming in when it comes to your love life in 2022. Whoops. Well, we already have here the 9 of Wands here. So you may be ready for a change in 2022 when it comes to love. It's like you're frustrated. You're ready for movement. And it's like you may have been waiting a long time. Maybe you've been through the ringer a bunch of times when it comes to past love disappointments, but it's like you're ready for shifts and changes in 2022. You could be a fire sign, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. You don't have to be. But I just keep hearing I paid my dues. Like it's my turn now. We have the Hermit. And the Hermit is really giving me these preparatory types of energy right now. It's like prepare for big changes when the Hermit is called upon, because it's asking us to reflect upon all of these past disappointments and asking us to break it down so that we're not entering 2022 with this air of disappointment or frustration. We want to come back to the drawing board, and instead of feeling the frustration, we want to feel determined to create change, determined to have a better experience this year. What changes in love are coming in 2022, please? We have the 5 of Swords. We have the Devil. So for someone watching, you may even be considering severing your current partnership. The 6 of Cups. Back of the deck is the Temperance card. Can we clarify the 9 of Wands, please? It's like you're making big plans for shifts and changes in 2022. And I feel like you have a very specific focus as well. I feel like you are trying to sever old connections or old attachments, even if they're just emotional and not physical at this time. But it's like you want to be ready and waiting, because it's like you have a very clear focus of the person that you have in mind for yourself. Some of you have a very clear focus of who you want to see manifested in 2022. King of Cups. The Ten of Swords. But in order to sort of create the version of events that you want to see for yourself in the future, to create the story of this reunion with someone from your past, you really might have to detach yourself from somebody in the current realm, or again, an emotional attachment here, because the Devil is talking about insecurity. It's talking about things that restrict us. And even this Ten of Swords is asking us to let go of old plans, old ideas that we have our heart transfixed upon. And this could be in connection to someone you're currently with. You may also be sort of in this position in love where you have been so focused on the return of this person that you've convinced yourself that it's beyond the realm of possibility, that it's naive to continue to focus upon that goal. We have the Wheel of Fortune. Back of the deck is the Magician and the Tower. Oh, so 2022 is all about big shifts and changes for you, Pile 1. And you are going to be the author of it all. You are going to be the one in charge of all of the shifts and changes. The Tower card here, there's the Seven of Wands. As I said, there could be a very real physical breakdown for you in 2022 where you are severing yourself from an attachment that no longer serves. Severing yourself perhaps from somebody who has been a little bit emotionally manipulative at times, somebody who has not served you in the way that you thought that they would. It's like you had your eggs in that basket. There was a time when you were really in this and you had no intentions of ever kind of deviating from that plan, but time changes, time shifts and moves and ebbs and flows, and we along with it. And so now you've shifted your focus in 2022. And once you detach yourself, once you release this past plan, and you may be very fearful to sort of shake up this connection too. You may be fearful because I feel like there's longevity here. There's been a lot invested as far as energy, love, time. So it's going to create some chaos for you. You can expect a little bit of turbulence in 2022. But what it also affords you is a set in turn of events in your favor, particularly when it comes to getting the ball rolling again in the momentum towards the fulfillment of your own soul contract even. It showcases you sort of allowing yourself to go with the flow again, because I feel like you're detaching yourself from something that you've known for a long time that it's not serving you. But it's much easier to maintain in a fantasy realm and stay in a comfort zone than it is to apply all of the necessary practical steps and courage even to apply change to your current situation. So big shifts and changes coming in for you, Pile 1, where you are severing, and with that huge push and momentum comes a great big turn of events in your favor, something very positive happening, and it has something to do with perhaps a reunion from someone that you have a very strong emotional connection to. Somebody perhaps from your past, somebody that you're very much focused upon. And it may not be someone from your past specifically, because I am dealing with collective energy and there's many energies floating in the room at this point. But this feels definitely like a reunion of souls. A reunion of souls. So somebody perhaps even from a past life as well. 2022 does hold within it many challenges for you, Pile 1, but also a challenge on the other side of that is the reward. And Spirit says you have a reward waiting for you. So let's get some clarity there. Let's clarify that Wheel of Fortune, please. Love predictions for 2022. Can you clarify the Wheel of Fortune, please? I just saw the Hierophant. Saw the High Priestess. We have the Two of Swords. The Queen of Swords. And the Six of Wands. Oh, it's beautiful. Six of Wands is all about your victory. You claiming victory over your clarity, even. Being able to see things clearly. The boundaries that you set for yourself with past connections and past situations that have brought you turmoil and conflict. All of a sudden, there's clarity for you. Victory for you after you create firm boundaries for yourself, after you sever ties with things and situations and people that are no longer serving you. They say that you're really nervous about the shifts and changes that are coming, and I feel like you feel them coming. You can feel, it's almost like you're almost in a preparatory stage already. You can feel the shifts and changes coming, and they want you to be very patient with yourself during this time. If you're not planting the seeds to change, you need to be working on the growing conditions. And they say that your growing conditions can contain within it a lot of anxiety, and that's why they want you to be very guarded. Be gentle with yourself at this time. Have very firm boundaries, and don't allow yourself to make sure you're seeing everything clearly and not getting sucked in by some emotional manipulation that you may experience within old situations, old connections. Pile 1, please. Relationships in 2022 love predictions. What changes are coming in? Who's coming forward? We have sunglasses, watching, looking, stalking, gaslighting, perception, focusing. And as I said, with this King of Cups, I'm getting a very strong sense of conflict with someone in your life currently that you may want to move away from in the future, in 2022. So there's somebody here that is wearing masks, is perhaps being a bit emotionally manipulative, that you're going to have to look out for. On the back of the deck, though, we have Cupid's arrow. It says, have faith, love is coming, surprises, initiation, or meeting, and not to hesitate, because these big ships, although they're scary and they're creating chaos, this is exactly like the chaos we need, because we need a firm foundation to rebuild upon. And this foundation that we're walking away from is not serving us. We have here, I like you, someone likes you, romance is blooming, fun flirting, and wanting to date you. You could already have somebody actually that is keeping tabs on you, that is very sort of curious and waiting for you to have an opening as well, waiting for you to have victory over your current situation so that they can come forward. Love predictions, please, for pile 1. We have enlightenment. We also have discovery. And the back of the deck is joy. The despondence card is reversed. It's like you've been waiting for these shifts and changes. And 2022 is, yes, it has some turbulence, but it also holds with it so much opportunity. And Spirit says that you're going to be feeling victorious. You're going to be feeling confident. You're going to be feeling more in control and more enlightened than ever. So it's a very positive year for you coming up. It's a year filled with all of this clarity, filled with all sorts of self-discovery about what you're capable of overcoming as well. We have joy, because joy is coming for you. Success is coming for you. But that's the seed they want you to plant now, is planting seeds of joy. Because that's how we're going to achieve that joy down the road. Predictions for 2022, please. We have Yang. And what's interesting about the Yang card is this is the spark. The Yang is like the Ace of Wands. It's the spark that leads to everything. It's also the divine masculine energy as well. And it talks about the power that we wield within ourselves, but it also speaks about what's coming in for you as well, pile 1, because it's talking about this spark that when flamed and when fanned can really expand to this reunion. This reunion. We have fork in the road. You are at an impasse right this moment leading into 2022. You are at an impasse right this moment to make a new decision, to take a new course. to leave the past behind you. And it's a challenge as well. It's a 1 and 3 is a 4, which is, you know, a card about building things and building up foundations and taking leaps of faith. It's a doorway. So you have this doorway right this moment leading into 2022 with huge, huge shifts and changes, new beginnings for you. We have a leg up. The 34 equals a 7, which is, again, this challenge, kind of like the 7 of Wands. It's determination. I feel like you're going to have even perhaps, you may be moving, you may be shifting where you're living as well. And you're going to be receiving help from family, from friends as well at this time. And your guides and angels also want you to know that they are standing there, right there with you throughout this process. Predictions for 2022, please. It's coming in love in 2022. We have here a moment's joy. Sand through the hourglass, yet time could stand still. A moment lasts forever in the bliss of a heart's will. And we had the joy card for you as well. And this talks about, you know, planting that seed of joy and then working on that joyful growing condition so that we can harvest. One moment's joy can lead to a huge harvest of joy down the road. So it's about one leap of faith can have huge ramifications for you in a very positive way down the road in 2022. So a leap of faith now, even perhaps you may be in the midst of this fork right this moment, and a leap of faith now, this idea that you have of movement, of change, is being divinely guided, and it will come back to benefit you in the future. Trust your intuition to guide you through. Simple, complex words of pain or words that heal. You come to know the truth by the way that it feels. And if there is this sense of emotional manipulation that you're experiencing right now, understand that that is not from spirit. That's not from anything positive. And that is a reflection of that person's inability to support and love properly. It's not a reflection of you or your worth. Let's get... We have here codependency, addictions are affecting your romantic life, and we have the devil. And the devil is really speaking to me about somewhat like a specific person and this codependency. It's like we know it's not a healthy environment, but there's almost an addictive quality to the relationship. And there's almost like, because, and I keep going back to that, we had the gaslighting card here as well. Keep going back to this person and about how they make it perhaps difficult on you emotionally to think about shifting and changing. You could even be detaching yourself from actual physical marriage here at this point, moving into 2022 as well. It's just moving yourself away from something that is not serving you anymore. Love yourself first. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. And the back of the deck says free yourself. So you are making huge shifts and changes in 2022. You are embarking upon a brand new journey, pile one, and your guides and angels are walking right there with you. So do not be scared, or if you are scared, that's okay. Spirit says they're walking it with you. So it's time to do things afraid, taking back your power, taking back control of your experience. Let's get a charm bowl for you. Future love for you in the bowl. Who is Group 1's future love in the bowl? Seven of Pentacles. So some of you are going to be physically moving and being uprooted in 2022 as well. We have the Four of Wands, but do not think that this is a symbol of failure. Do not think that this is something that's going to derail you. In fact, Spirit says this is freedom. This is the gateway. This is the path towards your happiness. This Knight of Wands is in the reverse position. It can feel really impulsive and feel really chaotic this period of time, but understand that there's a perfect plan in place for you. You have protection of spirit over you, and that it's working itself out in its perfection, because this whole shift and change may feel a little out of control, out of sorts, but it's actually exactly what you need. And you could actually have a fire sign that comes in for you on the other side of this as well. So take that as it resonates. But others are having a reunion of souls with someone else. We have believe, and we have gentle. Be gentle with yourself at this time. These big shifts, they take a toll. We also have the turtle on his back, which is the Knight of Pentacles for me. And he's on his back because I feel like you could be dragging your feet to create change that you know is necessary. And 2022 is the year. It's the year for big shifts. It's the year for healing as well. The Wheel of Fortune, sudden turn of events that are actually in your favor. GQ. Interesting. We also have here the Five of Pentacles and the Six of Swords. So there could be even a financial hit that you kind of have to take in 2022, or there's a fear of that. There's like there's a stress, a financial stress perhaps upon you this year. But again, it's all a part of the transition. It's all a part of the transition. The Six of Swords is asking you to stay patient during this period of transition during 2022 because it's ushering you into peace. A peace that you haven't experienced in a while. So it's a very necessary move. All right, group number 1, that's what I have for you today, and I hope that it resonates with you. If it did, I would love to hear your story down below in the comments section, and I would love for you to join our beautiful family here and subscribe to the channel. Please hit your like button and your notification bell because it really helps me to bring you more content. And I have links below for my Instagram page where I offer a free mini read on a monthly basis, and I also have my Etsy account down below too for a personal reading if you feel called to. But I really hope that you come back here to YouTube, to the Tarot Cottage, and I hope you have a beautiful day. Take care. Hello everybody. In pile number 2, you were drawn to this beautiful piece of citrine. I'm going to plop it right there. And this is your reading. 2022 love predictions. What is happening in love for 2022? We're only about a month and a bit away. So what shifts and changes are coming in love for you in 2022? Pile number 2. Love predictions, please. So we have the Death card, and this particular Death card, look how beautiful that is. The phoenix rising out of the ashes, because death is all about rebirths and new beginnings. And you know, we often use like New Year's as like a reset button, and it's actually not a terrible thing to do as far as energy goes, to sort of have this reset button or this moment where we give ourselves permission to start again and have fresh starts. So 2022 could be a very sort of fresh start, new beginning for you, where you feel like you are rising from the ashes. 2022 love predictions, please. Pile number 2. What's happening in 2022? We have here the Six of Swords. It's going to be a way better year than you had this year. We have the Hierophant. We have the Emperor. We have the King of Pentacles. Oh my goodness, it's coming out. We have the Five of Pentacles showcasing itself as well. Back of the deck is the Judgment card. Let's clarify the Death card. What is coming in love for you in 2022? We have the Nine of Pentacles reversed. I feel like in the past you've dealt with a lot of setbacks when it comes to just in general. I don't even necessarily think in love necessarily completely. I feel like across the board you've experienced some setbacks, and I feel like a lot of it has sprouted seeds of jealousy in you for other people's experiences. It's like maybe you compare yourself to other people in love and life. But Spirit says that in 2022, it's all about a reset for you. It's all about a refocus and a new plan of action. We have the King of Cups with the Hermit. It's like you are making the conscious choice, even leading into the new year. You are making the conscious choice to see things from a new perspective. You have the Three of Wands. I also feel like for someone watching that you may even have a partner currently, and you are going to be leveling up with that partner in 2022. Ten of Pentacles. If for someone, and this is not for everyone watching, and I know I'll get flack in my comment section if I'll have a whole bunch of people coming back towards me. We have the Three of Pentacles here, and we have the Eight of Swords. For some of you, you may be getting engaged, or you may be even marrying someone in 2022, someone that you're currently with, because I feel like there's been setbacks, because perhaps even of practical setbacks, maybe even because of COVID, things of that nature, that cause delays in those plans. And I feel like you're going to be able to execute those plans in 2022 and elevate yourself. It's about things moving forward. And even I see like the ability to travel. I feel like you might even be going on a honeymoon in 2022. So that's very exciting. And if you know that that's your message, you know that that's your message. So congratulations if that's you. Because we see, a real sort of commitment being made. A commitment being made. And it's a commitment, let me tell you, that may cost some coin too. That's what Spirit's saying. This transformation, this shift and you can see the little tiny butterfly, this transformation of security. And here's even the Ten of Pentacles. Spirit says it's going to be an expensive year for you because of all of the commitments you're making and because of the elevation and the expansion that's happening for you, particularly in your house and home, particularly with a current partner. They could definitely be a Taurus. We have very strong Taurus energy here. But more importantly, they're like a boss. Like there's someone who is in charge. There's someone who makes good money. There's someone who, so if you haven't met this person, you may be meeting this person in 2022, but for someone watching, you've already met this person. You're currently with them. And there has been delays and setbacks to this new life that you have planned, but you're finally going to transition. You're finally going to be able to execute all the plans you've had with this person to be able to nail everything down. And just like my husband would say, he said, you boat that bass, and that's what Spirit's showing is a real commitment happening for you in 2022, and then travel as well on the other side of it, which I feel like that's why Spirit's saying prepare for an expensive year financially in 2022, because all of this expansion is going to cost you. It's going to cost you money because again, commitments, travel as well, and I feel like there has been delays in this movement and this expansion for you in the past, which has led to jealousies and frustrations and probably some tears too, some really strong tears. This year, perhaps even last year, there's been a lot of delays for you, but Spirit says 2022 is your year. It's the foundation where you finally get to break free from the attachments that have held you back, the insecurities. And it's about more than just the practical expansion, because with this practical expansion, with this transition into new energy, comes a lot more confidence for you. You feel accomplished because of all of the elevation that happens in 2022. And if you are not in a current partnership, Spirit sees that happening for you in 2022. So always remember, I'm dealing with collective energy during my readings on YouTube here. And so I am limited to all of this energy that's floating around. So please take the messages as they resonate to your situation. That message, that marriage, commitment, that's not for everyone. But if you are not currently in a partnership, this is still a huge year for you. This is still a huge year for you of expansion, of evolution. And Spirit even sees you meeting someone who has all of the bones and capacity to reach you to that point of commitment and building up a foundation that you're really proud of. Now, the only caveat for you is that you're coming from this space of limitations or perceived limitations, jealousies, insecurities that have led us to this point of needing this rebirth, this expansion. And so Spirit says we really need a practical plan towards our goals and to not lose hope in what we're looking for, because we can become overly emotional. We can become overwhelmed with these feelings, and those are hard energies to contend with, and they really leave our expansion at a standstill. But 2022 for you is all about movement. It's all about movement in the right direction. It's all about detaching you from your insecurities, your fears, your comparisons to other people. And it's a gateway that Spirit says is open to you in 2022. To make you, it's like if you feel things are not fair, or you felt that way in the past, it's like, why do they have everything I want? It's not fair. Spirit says 2022 is your year. 2022 is your year, and they want you to head into it with the spirit of excitement and adventure, and don't apply so much pressure on yourself or any of your expectations. And not to say that the expectations aren't high or should be high, because there's a lot of good happening for you in 2022 with a offer coming in. A lot of good happening for you. But they want you to enjoy every second of it. And when we place too many expectations on things, it starts to steal away some of that momentum of the moment, the seizing of that day. Because Spirit says that it's this year, 2022, that is setting you up for everything that you want. The security, the happiness, the movement. There's the star. It's revitalizing you. If you are coming from a place of disappointment and jealousy and fear, you're heading to a place of expectancy, hope, confidence, and clarity as well. You won't be sort of have to be a victim to all of these insecurities that you've been feeling in the past. So big shifts and changes for you. Big shifts and changes for you in 2022. 2022 love predictions, please. We have imagine. Because the future is fluid, because it is something we are creating in the now, Spirit says it's always a good idea to regroup in the present moment, to bring ourselves back to a state of gratitude, and to visualize what our future looks like. There's the Ace of Wands. Back of the deck says, come to the edge, because it's time for big shifts and big leaps. It's time to take risks. It's time to leap into new beginnings. It's time for change, and to challenge yourself as well. To challenge yourself, to push yourself out of the boundaries, because we can make plans all day long towards ascension and self-improvement and self-awareness and clarity, but it's about actually applying it at a consistent basis so that we can actually make those leaps become reality and make them permanent. So this Ace of Wands and the Imagine card are all about you being the manifester that you were born to be. And you are the person who is creating this huge shift, this huge rebirth. You are the force that acts upon the object, which is also you, to get yourself into motion. Coming to the edge, you're going to be asked to take risks, to take leaps of faith. 2022 love predictions, please. We have soulmate energy coming in. Soulmate energy coming in. We have the Instinct card. And 2022 across the board is all about leveling up in life, leveling up in our expectation of success, leveling up on a practical scale. Trust in your instincts to guide you through all of the shifts and changes. And if you're stuck in a place where emotion has taken over, you'll know truth by the way that it feels. If it feels good, then it's truth. If it feels terrible, it's probably not coming from Spirit. It's probably stemmed in our own insecurities. We have the Acceptance card. And maybe in the past there was sort of this acceptance of the way things were. It's a surrender to the situation. But this, it says cherry on her shirt. She has cherry pie. Just because that's, she doesn't have to have the cherry pie. It's not necessary. So it's about pushing you outside of your comfort zone. That's what 2022 is all about. It's transforming you and pushing you outside of your comfort zone and creating a new opportunity. And again, some of you, as I said, some of you are having some commitment. Some of you are leveling up in that way. 2022 love predictions, please. We have here codependency, and that card came out in the first pile as well. It says addictions are affecting your romantic life, and these addictions can be physical addictions, but Spirit's really talking to me about addictions to negative self-talk. We can become addicted to a negative mindset. It can become habitual. sometimes and hard to detach ourselves from. We have here playfulness, though, to recapture your ability to overcome these feelings. Allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. And it says to shine because when we are experiencing joy, we do emit a light for the world to see. It's like a light that lights up a room. We have let your friends help you, ask for and accept support from other people as well. In these shifts, in these big transitions where we're trying to find awareness, it's about allowing people to help us. And sometimes we build up these walls because we don't like showing vulnerability, but that's actually how we start the evolution process, is by being vulnerable, by seeking help. We have the creature's paw. The creature's paw talks about friendship. It also talks about forgiveness. Last one here, the bees as well. Sweet results await with the bees. Sweet results await, but I also think about self-sacrifice as well. I think about self-sacrifice, and perhaps that is where you are coming from. And that's what there is a death to, is there's finally you putting yourself as a priority, putting your happiness as a priority, putting your dreams and your goals as a priority as well. And we have the skull. And if we started over here with this beautiful death card, this beautiful phoenix, the skull is all about shifts and transitions. And the reality and the awareness that comes with those transitions, and also the grief too, because it's okay to grieve the things of the past that we're leaving behind. It's okay to grieve those things, but it doesn't mean we're not expanding into something 100 times better. It doesn't mean we're not, it's okay to grieve the past. And even, especially even that message of like, if you're getting engaged in 2022, if you are getting married in 2022, there is still a tiny bit of sadness about leaving a single life behind. There is still that tiny bit of remorse of like, what am I leaving behind? Because change is scary. And we know what we're leaving behind. We've experienced that, so we're comfortable there. We don't know what the change is bringing. We don't know what this new life holds. So there's always that little bit of grief. It's okay to grieve the past. Love predictions, please. For pile number 2. What is 2022 going to bring in love? Pile number 2, please. We have here heart healing. Morning now has had its time. Do not pay it a single dime. Emerge from the darkness. A new day starts. Let love embrace the healing heart. And I love that because we're talking, it says morning now has had its time. Do not pay it a single dime. It's time to emerge from the darkness like a phoenix. Time to emerge into your brand new life. And it's abundance. It's abundance and it's security in every single way. It's a really beautiful year for you. 2022 is going to be a very abundant and productive year for you. Let's get a charm bowl. Charm bowl, please, for group number 2. Love predictions for 2022. Oops, I missed it. We have the Empress. 8 of Cups and the Knight of Wands and the reverse. The Empress is all about embodying the divine feminine. It's about embracing your abundance. It's motherhood, it's expansion, it's security. And we had here the Emperor up in your spread as well. Like I said, I feel like you are leveling up. I feel like you are committing to, if you have a current partner, you're committing and perhaps even getting married in 2022. There could even be children in your future as well, because we do have the 10 of Pentacles. So we have so much expansion. So there could be babies in your future in 2022, marriage, commitment. New beginnings across the board though. And that's what's most important here, is that new beginnings across the board. The 8 of Cups is telling us that we're walking away from things that are we're walking away from things that are no longer serving us. Charging in towards, and we're maybe reluctant. There's this reluctancy with this Knight of Wands reversed. We're reluctant to do it. But Spirit says it's okay not to know exactly what the future brings. Life is supposed to be an adventure. We have X, we have P, We have here the whale going with the flow. We have a carrot. The carrot is like being dangled in front of us, kind of like a prize. It's reminds me sort of the hermit with that lantern in front of him. It guides the pathway. It keeps us from deviating too far off course. We have the piano. We also have Minnie Mouse bow. So children, little girls. We have the apple, being hungry for change. We have optimistic here on one side, and it says Sagittarius. So there's a shift in you. It's not just about the practical changes that are happening, and there are a lot of them, but it's about the emotional shifts that come about along with all of those changes and all of that confidence that comes in for you. We have a dime here from 2009, and I think about October or the 10th of any month, but I also think of the Six of Swords because of the sailboat on this Canadian dime. And I think about transitions, about you moving into calmer waters. We have the hatchet, removing yourself from old situations and things that are no longer serving you. We have a bird flying in flight, so movement and change. Love and beloved. I also see a penny with 1999 on it and a butterfly. Transformation, shifts, changes, rebirths, new beginnings, and abundance. A huge, huge year for you, pile 2. That is what I have for you today. I hope that it resonated with you. If it did, I would love to hear your story down below in the comment section, and I would love for you to subscribe to our channel and be a part of this beautiful family if you aren't already. Please leave me a comment below so that I can enter you in for a chance to win a free reading with me. You can also check out my Etsy account for a personal reading, or my Instagram account, and I offer a chance to win a free mini read over there, and I will be posting about that here on YouTube soon. But I hope that you come back here for another day at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope that you have a beautiful day. Hello everybody. In pile number 3, you were drawn to the Rose Quartz Tower, or perhaps to the Romance Tarot, and this is your reading. Love predictions for 2022. What is coming in love in 2022 for you? Pile number 3. What is coming in for pile number 3 for 2022 in love, please? We have the Judgment. We have the Seven of Wands. We have the Nine of Swords. The Four of Swords. And we have the Four of Cups. Back of the deck is the Temperance card. Let's clarify, please. 2022 love predictions. We have the Six of Cups. We have the Three of Wands. We have the Page of Pentacles. We have the Seven of Cups. And we have the Hermit. Back of the deck is the Seven of Pentacles, and we also have the Sun. I'm going to clarify here this Four of Cups. Spirit says that there seems to be an attachment to an old connection that really has your focus and requires some reflection and either action towards that connection and an unmasking of how I feel, or a movement forward, because there is a stagnation in your love energy that is affecting the trajectory of 2022, and it's sort of causing a delay in everything that you want, a delay in your satisfaction and your happiness. Here the Sun card is being sandwiched between the Seven of Pentacles and this Knight of Pentacles, and there's the King of Swords. There seems to be a very strong air element that wants to present for you. some type of air sign perhaps that wants to present for you. But I digress, because Spirit says that there's a delay in our gratification here. And it's like we feel helpless to create change because we are, again, so focused on an eternity that doesn't exist anymore. We're like, instead of focusing on the present, we're focusing on the past. We're stacking up depression from the past. We're stacking up anxieties for an unsure future. And this is causing a delay in our expansion and causing an obstacle to being able to move forward in love. And we do have an opportunity that does want to present here. I just want to clarify this Page of Pentacles, please. The Ten of Cups and the Ace of Wands. This opportunity is enough of a spark that if fanned correctly in a positive way, instead of, you know, fanned with negative vibrations, if fanned correctly in a positive way, can lead to the new beginning that we're looking for over here. The Judgment card is supposed to be a reflection that leads to new beginnings. And here is this doorway opening up for us. And the doorway that wants to present is this Ten of Cups. Can we clarify that further, please, Spirit? But the vibration that we are in currently with the Nine of Swords is it's one of loss, and it's one of almost jealousy too, because of whatever we're focused on here in the past. And that is the challenge. That's the challenge. We're in a foundation phase in love. And moving into 2022, that's going to continue as well. And expansion is wanted so badly. You want expansion so badly, but it's feeding negative vibrations into that desire because we want it so badly it hurts. You know, it's sometimes that energy of like, I want it so badly it hurts. I want it so badly that I'm jealous of other people who have what I don't have. I want this so badly specifically, and someone else may have it already. There's that type of energy coming in. And so when we focus so much in that negative vibration, because we're powerful manifestors, it's going to affect the trajectory of the future. And so that's why Spirit is really asking us to rest. They're asking us, moving even into 2022, that is their suggestion for us in order to kind of get the momentum back going in a positive direction towards our happiness. They want us to take stock, to retreat, to meditate upon all of our options and all of our goals. Because if we can figure out what our goals are in love, then we can decide if we can make practical steps towards them. So if our goal is somebody from the past, we need to reflect to see if it's even a possibility. If chasing after this from the past is something that is going to serve our momentum moving forward, or if it's just going to open up another can of emotional worms from the past. And if it's not serving us, then Spirit's asking us to renegotiate the future plan for ourselves. Because this Four of Cups talks about an apathy and an unhappiness that we're experiencing right now. And that's where we need to begin. We need to begin planting positive seeds within us. The transformation starts within, because your outside world is a reflection of your inner state. And so if our outside world is in a need for shifts and changes, that means that inside we need to shift and change first. Because if we think we can accomplish something, we can. If we think we can't, we cannot, because we won't do it. We won't put the effort in. So the Four of Cups is asking us to regroup and reevaluate and to start planting seeds of gratitude and joy in the present. So Spirit, what waits for them on the other side of that in 2022 in love? Awareness, fresh beginnings. And Spirit is saying here 2022 is going to sort of be an education for you, almost, of self-awareness, of growth, of rest and ease a little bit here, of an ability to remove yourself from these restrictions that have been keeping you from happiness and love. The Eight of Swords is the prison made of our own design, made out of our own insecurities and fears. And in 2022, you are learning to release yourself from that. You have the Five of Pentacles, releasing yourself from the lack mindset, releasing yourself from things of the past that are no longer serving you. which is connected to this past love connection or past attachment that you have put a lot of emotional stock and weight into. But here's that manifester, here's the magician. And as I said, because we've put so much attachment, we've put so much energy in this direction, we need to recognize the effort required to do the opposite. And if we can swing our thoughts in a negative way, then we can swing them in a positive way as well. Can we clarify the Sun card, please, Spirit? So Spirit is asking us to be patient, because leading into 2022, it is a foundation phase for us. But because the future is a fluid one, because we are in control of that manifestation, we can create change. We can create movement. We have the Eight of Pentacles, the Hermit, and the Eight of Wands. And we sometimes get disappointed when we hear messages like this, where we may have to be sort of delayed in what we want, in the offers that we want. But that's why Spirit's very adamant that the sooner we get started on the reflection process and the rephasing process, the sooner we're going to be able to build that momentum. And then they showcase you as sort of like a slingshot being brought back, feeling like you're being brought back, but shooting forward. And then things unraveling very quickly in a very positive way, in your favor, with offers that come in. New offers, I should say, that come in for you. Let's get some oracle cards. Love predictions for 2022, please. We have a chaos and conflict. It's the reversed, 33. And the chaos and conflict is kind of like the Tower reverse. It's like sometimes we avoid all these shifts and changes because we're trying to avoid the conflict, avoid the chaos. And we have the Orphaned card as well. Back of the deck says out to sea, or to the sea. It's asking you to go with the flow. Because there is, as we say, there is this stagnation in the energy when it comes to love for you, Pal 3. And it's because of this sense of loss, this deep, deep sense of being left behind. And it's left you in this state. And we've avoided change because, as I said, comfort zones may not be pleasant places, but they're what we're used to, and you can get used to anything. So sometimes we still hesitate, even though we're not happy in this state emotionally, we still hesitate to move away from it. Because we recognize what this looks like. We are comfortable here. We don't know what the future holds. And so we hesitate to see that change come. But Spirit's asking us to release. They're asking us to allow this flow to happen because they don't want us to wait any longer than we have to. They want us to make sure we're planting those positive seeds so that we get what we are looking for, what we deserve as well at the end of the day. And the other message too from Spirit is that the Knight of Pentacles is a very sure-footed knight, and he will make it to his destination. So they are assuring you that this foundation phase is not going to last forever. And the sooner we get started on the brave steps we need to take towards the expansion, which is facing our insecurities and fears and shifting that vibration in the present energy, the sooner we do that, the sooner we're going to be able to start seeing the benefits and the offers and the new emotional starts that are coming. 2022 love predictions, pile number 3. We have here past life relationship. You've known each other before, and the Six of Cups is really talking about that, a past life relationship that we keep reflecting upon. But Spirit wants you to keep an open mind because your actual soulmate may differ from your usual type or the expectation. This person that wants to present, that's actually going to be the source of your joy, is not this person that you're thinking of in the past. It doesn't negate the connection, and it doesn't negate, the feelings that you have for them, or perhaps even the connection between the two of you. It just serves as an education to tell us about the lessons that were learned there that may be complete. Or part of the lesson that we need to learn is how to detach ourselves from this emotional attachment and move forward. We have heart-to-heart conversations, honestly discussing your feelings with each other on the back of the deck. And that's, I feel like, what you're looking for. It's like you feel like you're waiting for closure. And that's the other thing that Spirit wants you to understand, is that this process of release is part of that closure, because another person can't actually give that to us. It would just open up a big can of worms. Another person can't give us closure. We have to take it. We have to make the active choice to move forward. And this whole process of release of this foundation phase that you're in love is a part of that process. You have discovery. Move these out of the way. Everything that you've been through up to this point in love, including this connection that you are having a difficult time detaching from, has led you to this point, has led you to this point of reflection, have led you to this gateway. We also have release. Back of the deck is forgiveness. Forgiving others from the past and forgiving ourselves for our perceived mistakes. Moving forward so that we don't have to feel the stagnation. We don't have to feel this way anymore. That's what 2022 is all about for you. It's about charging and pushing through all of the barriers that have been in place for you in the past, in 2021, in 2020, however long it has been. It's about overcoming the challenges. Setting you on a new course. That's what Spirit says. It's about setting you on that new course. Get you a 2022 love predictions, please. We have here, yes, kiss the ground and touch the sky. Your soul is set now to leap and to fly. So it's time for a yes year. It's time to push yourself out of comfort zones. It's time to challenge yourself. Change beckons. The path is shifting. The road leads a new way. Do not be alarmed as change beckons today. Back of the deck says, forgive and forget. A ritual cleansing of pain and lies. Arise and awake and see a new sunrise. And that's exactly what Spirit says is coming for you. 2022 is going to ask you for some patience during this process before the ball starts getting rolling again. But Spirit says that this is exactly what you need. The change that is beckoning you is exactly what you need towards a rebirth, a new beginning, and discovery of self, and release, and the peace that comes with that release as well. A release of specifically this. Sometimes we have to face these tower moments in order to be released from the pain of an old crumbling tower, so that we can create a new strong tower in the place of that old foundation. Let's get a charm bowl for you, pile number 3. A charm bowl, please, for 2022 love predictions. It's interesting the path that this reading took today, pile 3. It became more of like a spiritual counseling session. We have the Hierophant, we have the Temperance reversed, we also have the 8 of Cups reversed. So 2022 for you, pile 3, is all about returning to the truest version of yourself and stepping closer and closer to that reality, because this Temperance reverse is telling me that you feel out of sorts, or you feel like your path has been chaotic, or it hasn't been smooth up to this point. You can feel like you're stuck in a rut. You can feel like you are just feeling out of control. But what Spirit wants you to understand is that even this turbulence has a purpose towards your ascension. Even this turbulence has a purpose, because it's needed in order to shake you up enough to get you past it. And they see 2022 as a sort of a regrouping of getting you back on track, making you feel more confident, making you feel more powerful and more assertive towards change. It's an evolution that is going to result in you being able to leave things that are emotionally unfulfilling behind, so that you can head towards things that are going to fulfill you. It steps in the right direction. Let's get we have the chain. We have W and L Then we have I will. I will. Will could even be a name that you are associated with. We have the Tree of Life, talking about deep foundations. We have Pisces energy, going with the flow. We have the hospital, so there could be a nursing hospital connection, some type of medical connection as well. We have the worker ant. Because this is a foundation year for you moving into 2022, and part of 2022 in the very least is going to be a foundation year. It's about putting in the necessary effort towards our shifts and changes and the release that needs to happen, and detaching from these binds that keep us chained. We have the Four of Pentacles, and it's going to help us evolve as the evolution that's happening rather is going to be because we are releasing the fear that the ego has used to keep us prisoner, keep us in these states of this state, feeling alone, feeling stuck, feeling stagnant, feeling chained. So it's about releasing that ego so that we can move forward and going with the flow. It's a challenge, perhaps, but Spirit says that you're up for it. Spirit says that you need this shift and change, and it's going to be a very positive, productive year for you. All right, pile number 3, that's what I have for you today. I hope that it resonated with you, and if it did, I hope that you leave me a comment below so that we can get a dialogue going about these big shifts and changes that happen or that are needed before we prepare ourselves for new loves and new beginnings. If you do leave me a comment below, be sure to hit your notification bell so that I can enter you in for a chance to win a free reading. I also offer a chance to win a reading over on Instagram as well, which I'll be posting about soon. And I offer personal readings through my Etsy account, and that link is below as well. But I hope that you come back here to the Tarot Cottage for another day, and I hope that you have a beautiful day. Take care.